Okay, so once again, the offering to get comfortable, whether that's lying down or seated. And as we do so, maybe before we get into the deep rhythmic breath of resurrection, perhaps we allow ourselves a moment to just take some deep and nourishing regular inhales and exhales. Really preparing our bodies and bringing all of our bodies, physical, mental, emotional, spirit bodies, into full synchronization, into this now moment. A great encouragement to connect to our heart space right now in this now moment. Connect to our hearts, connect to the present moment, and perhaps feel, if it resonates, feel into fully surrendering into the identification with ourselves as the individual and unique expression of pure source light and love that we are and always have been. It is really from this place of embodiment and connection with our heart and the present moment and connecting with ourselves as source that we open ourselves into the greatest invitation of soul alchemy on this journey. And so as we're doing that, as we're getting comfortable, as we're connecting, perhaps now setting a clear intention. What is it that I clearly intend to create as my reality? So setting that clear intention of what it is that you desire from this ceremony of breath of here and now. And allowing yourself to dream big, free of all conditions, free of all limitations, as the infinite creator beings that each and every one of us are. What do we choose to create? So connecting to that intention, connecting with the heart, connecting with this now moment and with ourselves as source. And if you haven't already begun the breath, beginning that deep rhythmic breath. Again, this is a 2-part inhale and a 1-part exhale, all in through the mouth and out through the mouth, sounding something like this. Inhale, lower belly. Inhale, heart. Exhale. Inhale, lower belly. Inhale, heart. Exhale. Again, finding the rhythm, finding the pace and the flow of the breath that is most nurturing and nourishing for you in this now moment. Letting go of the thinking mind's judgment. Am I doing it right? I can't be doing it right. Anything like this, letting that go. Knowing that that doesn't exist within this space of here and now. We are infinite creator beings, meant to experience every moment that we choose through the lenses of curiosity and joy, exploration, freedom and sovereignty. Setting the general intention for here and now, calling in the greatest healing miracles, capable of manifesting here and now with grace and ease in accordance to the highest divine law and order. Giving us full permission to let go, surrender and let go of anything and everything that no longer serves us. The limited beliefs, the emotional densities, perhaps traumas, those stories, those roles, those characters that we have so closely held onto in attachment to, in identification with. Yet all along we've known that these stories, these characters that we have identified ourselves as, hold us in such great places of finite potential and limitation. Giving ourselves permission to flow freely through the breath, letting go and coming back home and embodying the highest and fullest expressions of our divinity, capable of coming through here and now. staying with the breath. Once again, pouring in above, below, side to side, and all around each and every one of us, Divine Mother Sophia Source's womb frequency, the womb of all creation, this infinite 0-point connection field of the everything and the nothing. As we breathe and allow ourselves to flow through this portal of infinite potential, we allow ourselves to disengage from all conditions and finite structures of the third dimension. We allow ourselves, should we choose, to flow into the greatest invitation of manifesting and creating the reality that we most deeply desire within our heart space. Baya sundore se atayo sunkware anandaya sandore priyatayasan. Iarstato kirson andare maria sanandaru sutiyasan. Iatara susi shitori andao satayanda. Bi atara so sandari seni. Pushta susandari haraya sundayana. Ayandarya suri hararyan biasandarato hararya taryan andarya mari undari anda hishta sandaro indiarstarya taryandaran ariyaran Hrisyataru Priandare Aruiu Andarya Ruian Aru. Flowing down and through and all around us once again, these 5 pillars of radiant God realm light, flowing down and through in grand abundance, creating yet another nourishing, impenetrable field of illumination above, below, and all around us, feeling the nourishment and the guidance of this grand flow of immaculate prime source creator light, flowing down and through each and every cell of our bodies, opening us up into the greatest potential for releasing that which no longer serves us and bringing home, activating the highest frequencies of our crystalline architecture, our divine nature, opening up the gateways, pathways, meridians, chakras to the greatest engagement and housing of our oversoul technology, allowing it to pour through, allowing it to ignite, allowing it to open us up into our highest divine potential here and now. As it flows through, we feel ourselves going deeper and deeper and deeper into the breath, into our heart space, as we feel now perhaps these radiant beings of golden light beginning to flow in and through and all around us. These radiant beings of golden plasma Christos light, the highest frequencies of the pure Christ energy, the multiversal Christos energy, law of one, unified consciousness, embodiment of the highest frequencies of unconditional cosmic love, compassion, grace, hope, peace, gratitude, forgiveness, joy, opening up, clarity, transparency, opening us up now, feeling this liquid golden plasma light flowing in and through and all around us, carrying us into this portal within the inner earth, this golden temple of radiant resurrection light, opening us up, met by many, many beings, ascended masters, collective consciousness of pure Christos light, many of high angelic creator beings that are in full service to law of one, unified consciousness, in accordance to the highest divine law and order. Feeling and sensing this liquid divinity beginning to flow through and all around us as we stay with the breath. Feeling this moving through us and as us, and bringing us all into our own unique spheres of this golden radiant light. Turaya Yaruisayandare Undayataraya Yandayaran Hayanare Yare Uaprayandayan Yanda Umbaya Sayandan Harue Praya sayanduriandian pari yandarea taru haruyarian hayandarea bueae piasa sosanarian andaruyandaya piasar what ye tuan har we har we har we yandaya we atayo surya yanda uaruyan, opening up our heart spaces, allowing us to come into this immaculate divine clarity as this plasma clarity now flows down and through the center of these spheres of golden light, flowing down and through into all cells of our bodies, bringing forth this immaculate clarity, allowing for us to see through the eyes of Source as Source, clearing, cleansing any and all frequencies of distortion, chaos, confusion, and bringing forth this level of clarity so that we can see through the layers of distortion, the layers of illusion, the layers of separation, and come into the greatest witnessing and awareness and embodiment of the highest divine nature, which is our divine birthright. Letting go. As many beautiful beings of pure Christos consciousness step forward. Yeshua stepping forward. Krishna, Lakshmi, Mahavatar Babaji, Divine Mother, Kuan Yin, Anna, stepping in, opening up. Yogananda stepping in, opening up further the gateways, pathways, meridians within, feeling this omnipotent embrace and feeling the invitation to open up our heart spaces, to let go of the grief, to let go of the fear, to let go of the shame, to let go of the judgment of ourselves and the judgment of all others, to feel and sense and witness and experience the pure freedom, sovereignty, and unified consciousness, the unconditional love and compassion that is being radiated throughout this immaculate sphere of golden light, allowing ourselves to go deep within our journey of here and now, allowing the breath to be the vehicle of this unifying field of consciousness, going deep within our cellular DNA, deep within our cellular water, and further opening us up to this grand invitation and beautiful reconnection and resurrection of here and now, staying with the breath. Saryarasa saruatai, Piasunaya shikuakiani, Priyatia shamnaria sunaya tayaye, Uayan, Priya, Uyane, Yana, Haya, Uya, Uayane, Yan, Tiarsa sonaria sinian, Dia Priyataya sonikuya sanaya nayana, Ua. Husisharu Sandayane Rotokayanaya Hui Huaya Aliara sosunvan, alalaleondoria saleluya liatan, prialala sundari alariandala, harue, ui, har, duran, hain, omaria, haweya. Sietariuso sambariesani, araquiasotaiosun, unariosoi, had, hu, bra, hui, Sapresun, sarus, flowing down and through, watching and witnessing as this golden plasma light begins to open us up into grander and grander clarity and transparency, allowing us to go deep within our own journey. Perhaps there are memories of this lifetime, memories of previous lifetimes that are revealing themselves, so that within the stream of this transformational, resurrecting light, we can let go. We can flow into this grand invitation of cellular rebirth, rebirthing and resurrecting the highest expressions of our dormant DNA, bringing it into the greatest embodiment of its crystalline nature. Letting go, feeling the presence and the divine grace and blind compassion of these radiant beings as they hold the most pristine space for each and every one of us to feel a sense of complete trust and faith and surrender and letting go of everything and anything that no longer serves us. Feeling from their heart space the radiance of unconditional, unified consciousness, the oneness, holding the mirror so that you can feel and sense and see that you are them and they are you. We are one. Feeling the sense of complete worthiness that perhaps has long awaited its return. Letting go and disengaging from those feelings of abandonment, unworthiness, not enough. Letting go. Seeing on a quantum level of divine clarity of how those belief systems serve no one except for the separation agenda. Letting go. Letting go. As you begin to see what is taking place here is on a grand scale. There's the resurrection of our own micro-embodiment of this golden grid system, this pure Christed golden grid network that exists, yes, within the micro of our own divine angelic template and blueprint, long awaiting its resurrection as a layer of embodiment of our own embodiment of our personal Christed self, our personal Christos architecture, our diamond architecture. And on the macro level, for many may be witnessing, we are assisting in further expanding, igniting, and activating the golden grid network within Sophia Gaia, Mother Earth, and beyond, as we are one with the earth and all beings and consciousnesses within and upon. We are one with all. Feeling this unified field of consciousness opening even more and allowing ourselves to embody, coming from the intellectually understood concept of law of one, unified consciousness, into a greater cellular embodiment and resurrection of what that actually feels like. Coming home, staying with the breath. Arya Sandarya Ruet, Yabriatari Andaru, Yaserari Andare, Andaria Buyaru, Yandari Andura, Aru Etayandaya, Uare, Uare, Aru Etarean, Uare, Uare, Uriasarueni, Proatare Yandan, Haruitariani, Undurisariande, Mariandayanda, Usariariamban, Ustayarian, Mursariaruandare, Proatarean, Iududarin, Uaruiu, Ruriariariu, Andariu, Iru, Idu, Hariare ria 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 Andaria ye Andaria re Undaye yan Varuri aroyan Idu Ari Ari Yaru Yasa sanayandarin Ye praru yan Ye praru reyan Maria Husaniani Khathra Sharyasan Watataye Sashanandan Ishtayandarwe Ishtandarwe Sutaya parue Ambeandayan Amareayan Paya suse susarwatai Unabeayan Piase sonaya shana no kwariayan ayataru susambrayata yeshanariando kwayasandainia ayanare se hachanaya shanan ayaru tu Paya sandario 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 san prario sandianiare hawe hawe uitota susandia shandia shekwasa ayako soisaya panan Ayanesha, Wayanai, Ayakwe Shanyan, Ayatake, Yahuayane, Ayashekawan, Wapaishanyat, Tututa Sapraye, Tureya Tare. Flowing down and through each and every meridian, each and every pathway, feeling yourself resurrecting into this luminous and scintillating plasma golden light as you feel these magnificent beings of pure divine compassion, unconditional love, joy flowing in, further holding that mirror, holding that space for you to witness in the greatest flow of divine perfection, that which you are and always have been, this profound and immaculate frequency of pure source consciousness, opening up your heart, opening up your wingspan, allowing yourselves to feel the full radiance, to feel the full expansion of this diamond golden grid network within, opening it up, feeling and watching and witnessing massive frequencies of distortion and control that lie within so many different threads of the structures of society, of organized religion, of education systems, of governmental systems, and the like. This golden network, this golden grid system of pure and radiant law of one, of pure and radiant unified consciousness through the highest frequencies of Christos diamond light, opening up, letting go as you stay with the breath. Prasunandar Buatare Buataria Wayan Way Suit 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 Pro Ayandaria ya hueya hueya Ayandea hueyanan hueya turin Yaruya tatotrin Aruyandaria Presi Sophia Gaia Sandori, Uncoso Coeshi Sandiani, E Piar Sonna Kirisi Sandari San, O Shisa Utaya Sanan, Ambre Kia Quia Sitia Shisani, Puto Shisunda Yesan, Siu, 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 Priasa Utan, Priasioni, Ayahisayan. Unarian. Bring our breath now back into our regular pattern of breath. Bring our breath back into our regular flow of breath and allowing ourselves to further receive as we are now taken deep down within these sacred pools of pure and radiant liquid golden plasma light. Feeling these pools of liquid divinity opening up even further in an inviting embrace as we find ourselves now melting and liquefying, becoming completely liquefied in this pure frequencies of radiant Christos resurrection light, feeling a sense of full surrender and letting go of the egoic mind complex, of all the patterns of distortion, of all the systems that have been in the grand polarity and greatest expression of polarity, of that of the unifying field of consciousness, of this massive golden God grid network that is now coming back into its greatest resurrection and expression within the micro of our own monadic framework, as well as that within the greater framework and monadic framework of Mother Earth, Sophia Gaia. And as we feel ourselves surrendering and liquefying into this plasma golden light, just as the caterpillar goes into the cocoon, to come into the full surrender of its highest expression of divine architecture. As it then resurrects, we too have this golden invitation of here and now, feeling the sense of deep embrace and support, love and guidance from these many, many masters and beings of radiant Christos light, feeling the highest frequencies and expressions of the cosmic diamond heart coherence field, this immaculate heart field, flowing down as we further now receive, sprinkling into this alchemical pool of golden resurrection, is now a steady flow coming down and from the God realms of this radiant and immaculate flame of divine courage. This pure white, immaculate flame of divine courage flowing into this radiant pool of liquid golden light, feeling and sensing the omnipotence, the freedom, and the sovereignty that come from this powerful alchemical elixir of resurrection and courage. As each and every one of us is brought forth this grand invitation through this sacred ceremony of here and now to come into the greatest embodiment of our divine architecture, in the greatest connection to this unifying grid of pure and radiant golden light, to come into the embodiment of the highest expression of our divinity, while radiating the flow of immaculate courage, feeling and sensing how this invitation and flow of immaculate courage allows for us to come out of and break free of those patterns of playing small, of hiding behind the scenes, of not enough, the fear of being seen, heard, and known in the most authentic expression of our divine nature, letting go, watching and participating in the transmutation and the melting away of these chains of human enslavement, human imprisonment, self-sacrifice, letting go, liquefying into this pool of radiance and allowing ourselves to feel the joy, feel the peace, feel the freedom, feeling the oneness with all the beings and masters and guides that are here, as they have come to show, to remind us that we are one, that every single being gathered here, every single being in existence is of equal significance, is of equal worthiness of the radiant flow and embodiment of pure, unconditional love, compassion, grace, peace, joy, and everything that we desire, as we are one and we are source. And as we continue to feel this divine elixir flowing through us, we see and witness perhaps ourselves as the witnessing presence of this glorious journey of here and now, further witnessing all that is coming into divine orchestration through our surrendering, through our trust, and through our faith, letting go, freely swimming in this pool of liquid light here and now, allowing ourselves to bring each and every one of the cells of our body into the greatest expression of divine illumination, knowing that it is our choice, it is our free will, and it is the directing of our consciousness that allows for us to create that which we desire. Everything is frequency, everything is consciousness, and we are one with Source. Therefore, we are capable in every now moment of creating our reality, opening up our hearts and further allowing this divine flow to move through us and as us. And as we do so, as we find ourselves swimming through the sea of liquid light, we now begin to see ourselves slowly, ever so slowly and gently, coming up and from this pool of liquid divinity, and begin to see ourselves clearly, we begin to see ourselves as though the eyes have shifted into this grand technology of the highest divine transparency and clarity, as though through this resurrection and rebirth, we are able to see through the eyes of Source as Source. We are able to see ourselves as Source, as well as Source within all. And as we begin to further emerge from this golden pool of liquid love and light, we begin to find ourselves now being embraced by these many beings and guides. And this column of platinum light now, pure and radiant source light, comes and assists us, transporting us now into the womb center once again of Mother Earth, Sophia Gaia, feeling ourselves being embraced as we begin to slowly, gently, and lovingly find ourselves pouring our awareness back into our physical bodies and back into our heart centers, beginning to bring ourselves into awareness of our physicality once again. By bringing ourselves consciously back into our physical bodies and back into the here and now, as we feel this now radiant flow of diamond white light flowing down and through, assisting us and grounding us back into our physical bodies, as we continue to receive messages from our higher self, our oversoul, and this radiant team of Christed beings, we begin to perhaps for the first time embrace our physical bodies and this earth incarnation and experience through these new lenses of clarity, unconditional love, compassion. We've resurrected our clear lens so that we can navigate through this earth experience with greater grace and ease, love and joy, acceptance, law of one, unified consciousness. And as this diamond light flows down and through us, we find it going all the way down, 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 through our legs, through our feet, and further connecting us into this massive, illuminous golden grid network. Feeling that sense of connection, feeling a sense of perhaps gratitude and appreciation to all the beings and guides and to ourselves for showing up and participating in this grand soul alchemy. Soul alchemy, yes, as well as this beautiful invitation and expansion and participation in this expansion of the Golden Grid Network, knowing that every time we show up for ourselves in such ways of soul alchemy, of resurrection, we ripple that out into the quantum field of all that is, as we are one. We are one. We are one. And as we further come back into our bodies, perhaps placing our hands upon our heart chakra, placing our hands upon our heart chakra, and fully commanding our full life force energy back into the here and now and back into this now moment. Om Ariyananayanan. Om Ayaryahiwanayan. Om Vidyandaryaye. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Taking our time, coming back into our physical bodies, coming back into the here and now when we're ready.